so let's just get started here. Technically, the way this game works is the time is supposed to start like when you gain control on the first screen, but for the sake of simplicity during a marathon, we'll just start it on file select. So I'll start in 3, 2, 1 now, and see what happens. This is an interesting game, and I'm playing on an interesting difficulty. Things can go very wrong if they want to on this difficulty, but we'll see what happens. Let's see, everything I know about McDonald's. I think it's a restaurant. I believe they may have had something to do with sponsoring this video game. But it could be coincidence. Could be entirely coincidence. Here we damage boost except better. That's pretty bad to fail the first damage boost on this difficulty because now I have less health, and health matters on this difficulty, unlike beginner. So I'm gonna have to try to make some stuff up to be different and live. I might have to avoid some of the fast strats in the next area because of that. Because they involve taking damage. Yeah, it is definitely a pretty good game. Alright. Got that jewel, so overall things are not going to be too bad as far as health goes, but they could be a lot better. As for explaining the game, health is represented by jewels. 2 gold flowers is equal to 1 jewel, and 3 white flowers is equal to 1 jewel. That's pretty much all there is to explain about health. There, what you want to do is grab 2 of those things in one jump, because you need to grab all 3 of them to advance, and taking 3 jumps is slower than taking 2. So here I'm probably going to play things safer than I need to, just because sometimes the cycles here work out a bit weird. And if they do, in these circumstances, they would kill me. Also, I fell. That's not normal. We're just going to wait here, just in case. So my health will be fine. The plot is treasure. The game's also made by treasure. So we need to find pieces of a treasure map to get treasure. For some reason, the one piece of the treasure map he has leads to another piece, and so on in that fashion, so the first piece is in this direction. But just don't try to make sense of anything specific that's happening, because you might have a bad time doing that. Yeah, I missed the 1 cycle on that boss. That went pretty badly. I might have actually been 2 hits short. Guess we'll find out. No, I was still only 1 hit short of the 1 cycle. You can 1 cycle that boss on this difficulty, but it's pretty difficult. It's kind of precise. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button to skip that cutscene. Whoops. For some reason I was still stuck in stories mode. Yeah, we don't see Hamburglar because he's slow. Seeing him is slow. Yeah, this is the first notable auto-scroller of the game. I guess technically, like, the waterfall thing is an auto-scroller. Not waterfall, but you know the thing I mean. The thing with the rising water. The geyser thing. That thing's technically an auto-scroller, but it's not really notable. This is the first notable auto-scroller of the game. And it is significant. There are a lot of auto-scrollers in the rest of the game. That screen back there is... I died there in one of my practice runs, so this is going better than that so far. He is in the run. The water rise, you can call it that. See, we got a lot of auto-scrollers. This would be the time to explain things that happen in this game if I knew what any of them were. So I guess one thing I can explain, but we haven't seen it yet in the run because this is normal instead of beginners. Like, if you fall off into pits or anything in this game, if you have balloons, Ronald will use the balloon instead of dying, and you can use the balloon to move around. It's probably abused more on normal than it is on beginner, but it's abused earlier on beginner. Like, we would have used it already if this was a beginner run. But because normal has extra screens, we use some balloons there. And also on beginner you don't start with it, or on normal you don't start with any balloons. On beginner you start with one, so that's why you use one earlier on beginner, because you have one. If you don't have one, you can't use one. It's my understanding of how the world works. We just killed a bunch of clowns back there, and they didn't even slow us down. Good times. No. Oh yeah, we just saved her from being kidnapped by a wicked circus owner. Because that's basically the kind of thing circus owners do. In an alternate timeline, I feel like Ronald would be a part of the circus, but not this one. So now you got more trains to run around on. Because that's what you do with trains, right? I guess you could go inside the train, but not now. If we were inside the train, we wouldn't get to hear this music. Unfortunately, you can't always use magic to the tune of the music, because if there's too much on screen, your ability to cast magic slows down, because it can't handle the truth. Or the sprites. Whatever it is. So now we get to confront the kidnapping circus owner, who also controls the train, I guess. Maybe this isn't even supposed to be the circus owner. Maybe this guy's completely innocent, we're just attacking him for fun. Yeah, he's dead. He died in a pile of boxes. But it's all good. Because we're alive. And we get to do whatever it is we do in towns, which is usually try to avoid all that stuff that sumos do. Sumos are always causing problems in the city, you know? Just always happens. Just like these platforms not moving on the proper cycle, that just always happens. Okay, that one actually moved properly. I really don't get the way these platforms work. Sometimes they don't move, sometimes they do. And when they don't, it loses like 3.5 seconds. Now we've got the second boss, which we have to defeat to get the next piece of the treasure map. And down he goes. Can touch him while he's just crying there, because why not? Got nothing else to do while the cutscene's playing out. He's got big ears. Now you got more auto-scroller, where we jump on a bunch of clouds, some of which are sentient, some of which are clouds. Like actual clouds. But I like the ones that aren't actual clouds because they don't disappear when you land on them. Dancing there is obviously the right way to do things. The right thing to do, rather. My favorite cloud, I guess, would be any of them that aren't in Final Fantasy VII. Now you can attack the penguin there, and it'll piss him off, but there's no reason to attack the penguin, so we're just gonna leave in peace. This is a pacifist run, aside from all of the things we've already killed and all of the things we're going to kill. Like this guy, which that's pretty bad that I fell there. That might actually be a first, I don't know. I'm not keeping track. Apparently its shield respawns. I didn't know that because I've never fallen off in that situation before. I'm pretty sure of that now. This is the captain of the ship. He's got some pretty big lips and not much else. That's his character for you. That is how you climb the ship. It's a strat that's like 3 people have combined to form it, and no demands all the credit all the time. Alright, that's That's a strat I don't really go for because I always fail it when I do, but we did it anyway. And failed it, as expected. He could have more lips under his clothes. That would be very disturbing. I like it. Here's Grimace. He's too tired to move, so we have to give him jewels to bribe him. Because otherwise he's just gonna block our path forever. Because he's a good guy. Good friend. This is a hard enemy to beat. You go right. And we got the third boss, which can be kind of tricky to one cycle on this difficulty, but we'll see what happens. Okay, we got the one cycle. It was the slow one cycle, but we did it. Now we're on the moon. Plot-wise, that's where the treasure map is taking us. As far as the plot goes, we just basically asked the professor to build us a ship to the moon. Just because there might be treasure there, and he did it, because, you know. It's not like it would be expensive or difficult to build a spaceship that takes you to the moon. Pretty much anybody can do it with any resources they have in their garage. As long as they're a scientist. We got another auto-scroller on the moon where this thing just is basically destroying everything for some reason. I think this thing is supposed to live here, so why he's destroying his own homeland is a mystery to me. I guess he more lives in the ship itself than on the surface, so he doesn't really care. Oh, I accidentally ran into those things. That's not even a bad thing though, because technically there is a point coming up where it's faster to not have any health to spare, but I still would like to have health to be on the safe side. I thought there were always pillars on the moon. Which moon am I thinking of? Alright, so now we're in the spaceship, which is the last section of the game. So let's do the thing where we go through the spaceship in an attempted fast manner, but fail miserably, because everything I did in that room was slow. But it's fine. Now this screen I really like when it goes well, especially on this difficulty. It's fascinating, or fantastic. Could be both, but I just took damage for no reason. Aside from the taking damage for no reason, that was pretty good though. I think I need more health actually than what I have right now, but we're gonna waste more health anyway to go fast. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have plans for more than like 5 seconds ahead of what's happening. Okay, this is bad. This is very bad. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Everything's gone wrong. I need to find a bunch of health here. So much so that I forgot to do the fast thing in that section. I almost just lost more health instead. That would have been fantastic. Okay, so... I need like 2 more health somehow. There's 2 health up there. How do I get it? Damn it. I need like 3 more health now. I have no idea what to do right now. This is not a thing that's ever happened before. I guess we just have to kill these things. I've never been in this situation before. So yeah, this is the reason we needed jewels, to feed this guy. Now health should be fine for the rest of the run though, because we're just gonna die here. It's the fast way to do things, just die here. I mean, if you could manipulate perfect drops and everything, you wouldn't really need to die there, but... because nobody can do that, we just don't. Why is he so close to me? This is unusual. Alright. Now we're going into the final boss. Depending on how the final boss goes, it usually either winds up as either the same speed or losing like 30 plus seconds. So we'll see what happens here. Because on normal, it's really easy to have to take some extra cycles on this guy because you won't have the health. Good luck there to get a jewel drop. If things go well, the luck on the drops here doesn't really matter, but you always want to go for the drops as safety, just in case. Because things can very easily not go well. This boss takes 5 cycles to kill, and 2 of the cycles he's on the top floor, which it's hard to hit him without also taking damage. But I did it there. So I should be fine for the rest of the run. But I'm grabbing extra health anyway, even though I don't need it. Because that's the way I roll. And we go up to the top floor and wait for him here. This is the 5th and last cycle, and time is when the screen finishes becoming fully black at the end. At the end of the cutscene. Oh crap. Okay, I got it. So, yeah, once the screen's fully black, which is in a few seconds, this cutscene's kind of long. I always forget that he stops all the way on the left side there. Yeah, it's time. So, underestimate, I guess. That's good enough. Especially considering the train wreck. The train wrecks that happened in a lot of places. Thanks for the G's and the G's. And in some cases the exclamation points. I guess we'll let the last cutscene play out and not the credits, just because I think we're still pretty behind schedule. But the last cutscene is important for the lore. Basically, we find out that Ronald and his friends get home because the treasure was away home all along. That's pretty much it. So yeah, that is the end of my role in the marathon. good luck to anybody else that still has stuff to do.
I'm just gonna quickly read a donation, if that's okay?
Okay.
Alright, so we got $10 from the McDonald's Treasureland Adventure community. Good luck, Death from Node, Boone, Liz, Deadly Muffin Cat, RMC, Sonic Custer, Pingas, and the rest of the community. Get that world record.
Alright, well that didn't happen, but close enough.
Just
The important
about,
thing
yeah.
is the donations.
Yeah.